let's remind ourselves of the bottom of the table. The dotted line is just below MK Dons, who are 20th. They've got 29 points. Morecambe are 21st. They've got 28 points. Accrington are 22nd. They've got 27 points. Cambridge are 23rd. They've got 26 points. Forest Green Rovers are propping up League One. They've got 22 points from their 32 games. So not everybody's played the same number of games in there. Morecambe are a point away from jumping out of those relegation places. Accrington are 2 points away from jumping out of those relegation places. So we felt it was only fair to get a fan of both of those teams on so we can have a little conversation about the brown smelly stuff at the bottom end of the division, because two teams looking to climb out of the bottom four. Let's talk to our Morecambe fan, Michael Hope, who from here on in we'll refer to as Hopey because that is his name on YouTube, which is where he puts loads of content and talks about his love for football. And we're also joined by Josh Agcroft, who is an Accrington Stanley supporter. Gentlemen, and we'll go Morecambe first. Hopey, are you feeling nervous?
Well, to be honest, Dan, I've been feeling nervous about all the Morecambe games for quite a while. We've been in this situation for a little while. Most of the season, to be honest. It's been a relegation scrap. Derek's had his work cut out for him. We signed some new players in the January window. Looks, to be honest, it's turned us around. Like Dan Crowley, especially. I can name him, number 8. Michael Mellon in striker, number 11. He's doing really well as well. I'm really happy with him. He's coming for Kieran Phillips, who had to go back to Huddersfield, as we know, he's had a long-term injury. But to be honest, I think the two of them, they're sorting us out really. And then we've got young lad Adam Mayer, who's also popping in and helping out and assisting Cole Stockton to keep us up. Just how encouraging has this little turnaround been, particularly the home form, of course, where it's propelled Morecambe not out of the relegation zone, but certainly into contention to get out of there when maybe Christmas time it was looking a bit bleak? Yeah, well, the home form has been absolutely fantastic. Just looking at the last 5 games, we've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 3. And most, if not all of those losses were away games. But I just can't really put my finger on it, to be honest, Dan. What's going on with the away form? It's just never really been one of our strongest points this season. Home form's been fantastic. The fans have got behind the team. The atmosphere's electric. And Derek's having a good time at home, but when we go away, we're just, in a word, to be honest, it's sloppy. Can't really say anything else other than just sloppy form. As far as Morecambe are concerned, I hope he touched on it earlier, that home form, that must be their secret weapon, because, I mean, they haven't won away from home. I think it was September, the last time they won away from home. Are they going to stay up by virtue of their home form?
They could do, yeah. I mean, like I said, the fact that they're in the position they are now, before Christmas, I wouldn't have, if you'd have asked me then, I'd have said no chance. But they're playing well at home. They've got the crowd behind them. And it's not like they're winning games 1 and 2-0. They're 3 and 4-0. They're scoring goals. So it's a mentality. It's a winning mentality that they've got at home. And it's, long may it continue. Let's bring our two supporters back into the conversation. Josh, the Aki fan, and Hopey's our Morecambe fan this evening. I think I know what the answer is going to be to this question from both of you chaps, but I'm going to ask it anyway. And seeing as John Coleman brought it up, we'll start with you, Josh. Would you take 5th from bottom now if I offered it you? Noel Edmonds style, deal or no deal?
Yeah, deal.
Thought you might say
100% deal.
Hopey, same camp from you?
Absolutely deal. I think we need to just start pushing next season. I think we need to start pushing for mid-table spots, because we've gone from the manager Jim Bentley to keep every year fighting relegation, and it looks like we're going back into a rut, fighting relegation again every year. It's enjoyable to a point. If we keep doing it season after season, people are going to get sick of it, and I don't want people turning on Derek, because I do like Derek myself. And yeah, next season, I'm really hoping to be pushing for those mid-table spots comfortably as well.
He touched on the implications there of potentially getting relegated and the loss of revenue. As a supporter, would it be a concern for you, even if Morecambe stayed up, to still be battling season after season? Do you think that the fantastic season ticket sales, attendances, that sort of thing at the Mazuma might dwindle if this became season after season?
Absolutely. I think it's massive. Being in League One is absolutely massive for Morecambe, because I remember the days of 700 fans at a home game. And I remember 50 fans at a Tuesday night home game. we can't go back to that. We can never ever go back to that, because if we did, there's all these rumours going around about Southend potentially that being their last game tonight, and I don't want to get to a point where Morecambe we've dwindled, we've double bounced, gone back to the Conference League. That's something you don't want to happen. It's something that could happen, because you've seen teams before go out of League One, we double bounce. Look at Oldham, how they are now, and that is something that should never ever happen to Morecambe. And with all these rumours of a new owner as well, it's absolutely massive. But we could be coming now.
I know Hopey's got to shoot off and do his proper job in a second, so we'll go to him next. Tomorrow, Peterborough at home, pal. What are you expecting from that? Are you feeling confident?
I can safely say, to be honest, it's the first time I can say it. I do feel confident going into these home games now. Home games, I'm feeling rock solid, but it's just when it comes to away games, you never know what you're going to get. Really, it's like to quote Forrest Gump, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get when you go to these different away games.
Are the Shrimps staying up?
Well, you've got to believe us, because the Shrimps are staying up, never been relegated, and I'm going to, fingers crossed, say, I think we can do it again, and we can hold it. We can hold that phrase, never been relegated.